turns 15 years old this year. Oh, God. Oh, no. Guys, is the function of these anniversary Disney reviews to make me feel older than I actually am? What is happening? But I digress. This is a really fun and underrated Disney animated feature starring the voice talents of John Travolta and Miley Cyrus at peak Hannah Montana phase. The days of canine superstar Bolt, voiced by John Travolta, are filled with danger and intrigue. He is a super spy agent along with his owner Penny, voiced by Miley Cyrus. He's got a lightning bolt etched into his fur, and he is filled with so many amazing superpowers. All until the cameras stop rolling. That's right, Bolt is a TV star. The thing is, Bolt thinks this is all real, and he's a method actor, essentially. So when Bolt is accidentally shipped from his Hollywood soundstage to the mean streets of New York, all when he actually thinks that Penny is really kidnapped, he begins his most amazing adventure, armed with only his delusions, and he's accompanied by a few furry friends along the way. A snooty cat named Mittens, voiced by Susie Essman, and a guinea pig named Rhino, voiced by Walton, who thinks that Bolt's powers are real just like Bolt himself does. Now, this movie was co-directed by Chris Williams and Byron Howard. Williams would go on after this to direct Big Hero 6 and Moana, all while Howard would go on to direct Tangled, Zootopia, and Encanto. Bolt is where these two guys got their start together. And it's a really endearing film that nobody talks about anymore. Sure, you can look at the color scheme of the poster and everything like that, and the musical score, which sounds like it's Michael Giacchino, but actually John Powell taking over the reins. And you can think, okay, this is just The Incredibles with furry little animals. And yeah, it's hard to disagree, but I think there's enough good about Bolt that makes it stand out on its own. For example, the voice acting across the board. John Travolta in this movie is so energetic and so freaking just convinced that this is all a reality. Such a hothead in this movie as well. Travolta, I don't care what you say about the man, perfect choice to voice Bolt. I think everybody else, like Essman, Cyrus, Walton, they all do a really good job with their roles. Malcolm McDowell is in this movie as the villain, Alex from A Clockwork Orange. That's crazy to me that he's in a Disney movie. But I think all the talent involved do a really great job. The score in this movie, as I've just talked about, was composed by John Powell. Does eerily sound similar to the Incredibles musical score, which is iconic, but it's still really, really exciting. I think there's enough good jokes in this movie to pass you the time. Like when Bolt tries to use the super bark to get something that he wants to try and get Mittens out of the tree. And then she's sitting there like, oh yeah, that's really scary, buddy. There's enough really good small little jokes like that to pass the time. All the given circumstances and the relationships, I think, are all super well realized. And the message is something that you probably have heard a million times in Disney movies. Home is where the heart is. Not a bad message at all, and not like it's executed in a poor way whatsoever, but it's also like, you've seen it before, and the movie does kind of hammer it in, like any big Disney movie should. I think what makes Bolt stand out over a lot of other Disney films for me is the charm and the cuteness. Like, do you guys remember that opening where Penny goes to pick Bolt up at the adoption clinic? That is just cute overload. And I'm a big fan of dogs as well, so just seeing that interaction, the human to the puppy there, just warms the soul, doesn't it? All in all, I do think Bolt is a very fun Disney movie that not enough people talk about these days. And I don't get it. It's super underrated. It's very cute, super endearing. Even though the movie can feel very eerily similar to The Incredibles, again, there's enough good here to make it stand out on its own. If I were to nitpick anything about Bolt, maybe put in a few more smaller jokes, because to me, it really does feel like this screenplay is centered in on this one joke about Bolt's delusions. And not like it's a bad joke at all. Every time they mention it throughout this runtime, especially on this most recent rewatch, I chuckled every time. I was like, oh my god, he actually thinks this is all method and it's real. And it kind of makes you feel sorry for the puppy as well, because it's like he's stuck in this situation where he thinks all these spies are after him. And then when him and Penny are hanging out in the trailer, he's just standing by the door waiting for anybody to come and attack them. By the way, I know Penny's mom is a character in this, but like, it seems like Penny has her own trailer. Shouldn't she have parent supervision in there? I don't know, that's nitpicking, Disney logic right there. But I feel like if there were bigger jokes for the screenplay to latch onto, more of them for that matter, I think it would have been a much better blend and a nice wider variety of jokes that they could have used. But all in all, guys, Bolt is really fun. If you haven't seen it in a while, I would definitely recommend giving it another look. I'm gonna give Bolt an A-. It's easy to see why these directors got the big projects they did in the 2010s and beyond with this film. But let me know what you think of Bolt down in the comments section below. What is your most underrated Disney movie that you've ever seen? As always, guys, I love discussing all new things in movies and entertainment on the regular. If you guys are new to the channel, do consider becoming a subscriber and tap on that bell. That way you don't miss another second of the action. Hit that thumbs up as well. Only helps to continue to grow this amazing community over here. And guys, stay tuned for more exciting videos hitting this channel very, very soon. Next on this Disney Retro, I have a bit of a toss-up, so I'm going to put a poll on my Twitter account. Go ahead and give me a follow on Twitter at Zack Goller. I'll leave a link down in the description box towards my Twitter account. You can go ahead and vote on that poll when I post it in these next couple of days after posting this video. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Y'all are the best. And with all that being said, back talk, commence.